Hi everyone, Ray here. On this video, I am going to talk about Manulife iFunds. This is under the Manulife Asset Management Trust Corporation, which is a subsidiary of Manulife Philippines. So we are not going to talk about Manulife Philippines insurances. We are going to talk about the investments and the UITF funds that you can invest in. The Manulife Trust Suite was launched in September 2017, and currently we have a total of 16 funds. 3 funds are onshore and 13 funds are offshore. What's good in this company is that in the Philippines, it is the only one that offers both peso or dollar offshore classes in all of its offshore funds. I'm going to give you an overview of the website wherein you can invest in the different types of funds in the company. Okay, so the website is manulifeim.com.ph. So here it is, and let's go to our funds. Okay, so I want to show you the different types of funds that we have. Let's go here in Unit Investment Trust Fund, and you can see we have the 16 funds. Manulife American Growth Equity Feeder Fund. To know about what a feeder fund and fund of funds is, you can check the separate video that I made. Okay, so this fund, for example, American Growth Fund, is a type of fund that is invested in US stocks. Okay, so you can click on the brochure and you can see the risk assessment. It is an aggressive type of fund. You can invest in either US dollar or peso. Equity feeder fund, so meaning it's invested in stocks and equities. And the minimum initial investment is $100 or 5,000 pesos. Minimum succeeding transaction amount, meaning when you add additional money to your investment, it should either be $100 or 5,000 pesos. Minimum holding period is 30 days, so you should leave your money in the fund for at least 30 days. We have a trust fee of 1.75% per annum. Risk classification is aggressive. Early redemption charge is 1%, meaning if you redeem your investment or pull out your investment in less than 30 days or less than the minimum holding period, then you get charged 1%. So the target fund is the Manulife Global Fund or US Equity Fund. Again, you can learn about the target fund on this separate video I made. The benchmark is S&P 500 index, and the target fund investment manager is Manulife Investment Management US LLC. Okay, so basically all these funds have this type of summary when you open the brochure, and you can see where the fund is invested in. So it says here it is invested in North American companies, and it explains here why this fund, of course, access to the US market. And yeah, so you can review all these details about each of the funds that the company offers. Here we have Manulife Asia Best Select Equity Fund. Similar to the first fund, it gives you a summary of what it's all about. This is invested in also equities. It's invested in countries under the Asia Pacific. Okay, so here you can also see REITs, fund of funds. Again, fund of funds is discussed on a separate video. So these are invested on REITs in different Asian countries as well, under the Asia Pacific. These funds allow us to diversify our portfolio into offshore classes. So this isn't just in the Philippines. You can invest through peso in different countries. So Manulife Dragon Growth Equity Feeder Fund is focused more on like Chinese companies. Wealth Fund is also invested in stocks. Okay, but this is actually peso denominated. This is one of the 3 funds that is invested onshore. So this one is Philippine peso only. and this is invested in companies under the Philippine Stock Exchange. Okay. Manulife Global Healthcare Equity Fund, so invested in companies related to healthcare. Global REIT Feeder Fund, this is invested in REITs in other countries, not just in the Philippines. I've made a separate video of this. Manulife Global Technology Equity Feeder Fund, invested in companies under the technology sector. Okay. Manulife Global Thematic Opportunities Equity Feeder Fund, Manulife India Equity Feeder Fund, so invested in Indian companies. Global Multi-Asset Diversified Income Fund, Global Preferred Income Fund. So you can also see here that compared to the other brochures, you can see one additional here. Unit income distribution frequency is semi-annually. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about the income paying fund later. Okay, no, let me discuss it now. So when you see this unit income distribution frequency, it means that it is an income paying fund. And an income paying fund is a fund that gives you payout periodically. It depends on the type of fund. So on this case, your regular payout is being released semi-annually. Okay, so twice a year. Usually, this also applies to REITs. So REITs are also income paying funds. Manulife Stable Income Fund is also one of the 3 onshore funds. This is a bond fund. As you can see here, a bond fund. So the risk appetite is not as aggressive as the other funds that is invested in equities. Okay, and also Manulife Money Market Fund. Okay, this is also the 3rd onshore fund. Okay, so once you've decided on what type of fund you'd like to invest in, actually, you can also compare funds. Okay, so let's say I'd like to compare Manulife American Growth Equity Feeder Fund. Let's see Philippine peso, and let's try the Asia Pacific REIT Fund of Funds. Okay, so you can compare these 2 funds. You could actually add one more. Let's say Manulife Dragon Growth. Let's say Dragon Growth Equity Feeder Fund. Here you can see the historical data of the funds. You can compare it 1 year, 3 years since it was launched, year to date. Okay, so this will help you choose what type of fund to invest in. You can also see the date. You can also choose the date. Generally, the economy is really low with everything going on in the world. It's generally low, not just in this types of fund, but in different types of funds and platforms as well. So yeah, you can compare the funds here, and basically that's it. If you're interested to invest in these types of funds, you may do so by contacting me. Actually, you can go to contact us, fill up the form, and wait for a wealth specialist to contact you. But if you want to skip that, you can just contact me directly. I'm going to leave my details below because I myself am a licensed wealth specialist in Manulife, Philippines, and I'd be glad to help you out. If you'd like to diversify your portfolio and invest in different types of funds, especially offshore funds like out of the Philippines funds, you can consider investing through Manulife iFunds. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. I hope you learned something. Let me know if I missed anything, or if you have any questions, please comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and the notification bell in order to be notified for more videos similar to these. Thank you. Bye. I myself am a wealth specialist.